love you all. Welcome all you lovers to the Florida Love Show. This is your love hour right before happy hour, sponsored by Florida Love. Join us each week as we spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love. Now, back to spreading love.
This is for you, Kenny. It's the Florida Love Show, paying love forward is the theme. It's the Florida Love Show, hosted by Kenny and his dream. Every special guest brings their love to the set, and the interview flies, it all comes alive like a duet. He wears many hearts, so he has a very special side. In the Brooklyn Cafe, it's a big love buffet. With roses galore, and you are adored. Come take a bouquet. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Plan your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Shine your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Love this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Give the gift of love and pay it forward and go. Give a kiss, give a hug. It's the Florida Love Show.
Love you, Sharon. Love you, love you, love you, Sharon. Yes, hearts to Sharon. Sharon's right here with me. And also is Kaley Love. She's the marketing manager of the world famous South Florida Science Center. So we are going to love science today, and we are going to love the world today. So we're going to spread love all over the world today. So I love you all. Welcome to the Florida Love Show. I'm Kenny Love, founder and creator of Florida Love and the Florida Love Show. So Florida Love is a nonprofit. It's a 501c3. Love is free. Everything we do at Florida Love is free. All the groups we have on Facebook to post, all the pages, being a guest on the show. If you want to be a guest on the show, you can contact me. And again, everything is free because love is free. And I feel that love is to give just because, with no expectations of anything in return. And love is no judgment. It's no criticism. It's no gossip. It's no anger. It's no resentment. And I even added these this week. It's no violence. It's no hatred. It's no killing. Love is saying I love you, and I say I love you to everybody. I come out of my apartment, I say I love you to my neighbor, I say I love you to the doorman, I say I love you to the person in the elevator, I say I love you to their dog, I say I love you to everybody. My maintenance guy, people in the parking lot, doesn't make a difference. I say I love you to everybody. So today, when I went to Publix to pick up the roses, which is what I do before every show, it was actually pouring rain. And I parked right in front of Publix, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't park here. So the police officers who know me coming in and who I say I love you to all the time, they're like, don't worry about it. We're not going to give you a ticket. We love you. They said, we love you to me. So it's possible to spread love all over the world. So I parked my car, got my roses in a second, came out, and I said I love you again to the police officers. I thanked them for their service, and I was on my way to the show with roses. Love. So when I first, a year ago, after George Floyd had passed, I went out and I gave roses to every African American and I said, I love you. And this is how God is love. Love spreads. And so I gave it out and the news picked it up. So I'm going to play the news, the first news that happened, where we're all giving out roses in Boca Raton. Please play that news.
Welcome back. Now at 5:30, who couldn't use a little love right now?
One Pompano Beach businessman is making it his mission to spread love all around by giving out the flower of love to random strangers. CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo has this heartwarming story.
There's an old song with lyrics that say what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Ken Lerman is living that moment in a movement he created called Roses for Change.
We love you.
The idea for Roses for Change came about after the death of George Floyd and the turmoil that followed.
I felt their pain. And for me, I don't see color. I mean, I see us all as human beings. And we all can love each other. I mean, love is simple.
Ken, who owns his own printing business for 35 years, appropriately named the Happy Printer, decided to spring into action, purchasing dozens of roses he could hand out.
The first thing I did was I went to Whole Foods and I also went to Publix and I gave out roses to all the African Americans in the store. And I said, I love you. And they said I love you back. And they said, God bless you. And they said, we need love more now than ever before.
Ken was so moved by the response, he posted pictures on Facebook, receiving 600 likes. Suddenly, Roses for Change on Facebook was born. His followers wanted to join him, buying roses too, and it's now become a movement, spreading love to people of all races. We recently caught up with them in Boca Raton.
I just want to say I love you. Have a wonderful day.
Michelle Bellman, who had never met Ken in person, wanted in on the love train and came out on this day to volunteer.
His message is just of love, and love yourself, and love one another. And he speaks to my soul, and he speaks to me because I love to spread love as well.
Some were skeptical, wondering if there's a catch to these random acts of kindness. But for those who understood it, it meant the world.
I think it's just amazing. This is really, really nice. You're really showing your love. You're taking your time to do this. Just amazing. And the red flowers, forget it. Just bringing brightness to this world. It's much needed. Thank you so much.
Seriously, so sweet.
Can you imagine what a world it would be like if we just all gave roses to each other instead of what's actually going on? Like, to me, that's a way to spread a message. Spread the message of love.
Lucky me, I received my rose. For more information on Roses for Change when they meet every Friday, go on to our website at cbsmiami.com. I'm Lisa Petrillo, smelling sweet.
Love you, Lisa Petrillo. I love when she says smelling sweet. Ah, and yes, roses are smelling sweet. Love, 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 love. So when I give out roses and the worldwide love movement, Roses for Change, I always say I love you when I give out a rose. It's not just to give out a rose just because, to say I love you. And people always say to me they feel loved. And it transforms the world with love. And so the next news, I gave out roses to every teenager at the Milagro Teen Center. And when I walked in, they were just sitting there, you know, the usual, the way the world is, you know, just sitting around. And by the end, we were dancing. I gave out roses to them and said, I love you. We were dancing. So that's what's possible with love and saying, I love you. And love just spreads. Just loving it forward, spreading love all over the world. So please play that news where I give out roses to teenagers.
We're continuing to bring you inspiring stories from our area about people changing their communities for the better. Tonight, WPTV News Channel 5's Chris Gilmore shares the story of a man on a mission to spread love, one rose at a time.
Roses are red and Ken Lerman's suit is too.
Love you, Anthony.
If you see his bouquets, he has a message for you.
Man, love you, brother.
The 55-year-old loves love.
I love you.
And he now uses roses to let people know it.
No, I love you.
There's some pain behind Lerman's purpose. His Roses for Change campaign began this summer after he and people across the country witnessed the fallout following the death of George Floyd while in police custody.
How can one human being do that to another human being? Like, I was crying when I saw it.
Armed with roses and a message of love, Lerman says he wanted to reach those most affected.
I got to give this to all the African Americans. They're hurting.
His message has since caught on both online and in Palm Beach County, where he regularly shares love and roses to people of all colors. We caught up with Lerman with 100 of his favorite flowers in hand at the Milagro Center in Delray Beach.
A lot of learning goes on every day here in the Milagro Center, but today's lesson consisted of some flowers and 3 words going a long way.
I love you.
I was surprised and I was like, oh, I love you too.
A lot of these teens say it's been a while since they've heard those words directed at them, and even longer since they have been given flowers.
It was kind of weird at first. I was like, roses giving someone flowers. It was kind of weird because I didn't expect that, but it's pretty nice. It's a really nice gesture.
He said, I love you, you stay safe, and he told my grandma happy birthday too.
Lerman says he hopes the connection he makes with strangers leaves a lasting impact.
That's my mission every single day, to spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love.
Because maybe all you need is love. In Delray Beach, Chris Gilmore, WPTV News Channel 5.
And you can help us share.
Love you, Chris Gilmore. Yeah, so maybe all you need is love. So everybody wants to love and be loved. Oh, I love you. I love you, love you, love you. I love you, Jadarian. I love you, Jadarian. So Jadarian's like my assistant. I love you, Leanne. I love you, love you, love you. Leanne, love. Tron, I love you, love you, love you. Oh my God. Jadarian, I love you, love you, love you. Oh, Leanne, I love you, love you. This is the best. This is the best. So please keep the comments coming. That's the best. To just spread love, say I love you to each other. So actually, I just got very emotional with that giving out the roses to teenagers, because a lot of those teenagers hadn't heard I love you in years from their siblings, from their parents. Hadn't heard I love you in years. And they were just so moved. Some of them to tears, some of them, like they said, they were just really moved. So that's how love spreads. And it just goes out. And I call it love fire. It spreads like love fire. So I walk in today, and Michelle from Mini Donuts hands me these donuts. Just because. Love is free. If there's any money involved, that's doing business. That's not love. Love is free. Love is just because. Again, just because. She handed me mini donuts just because. And I'm going to spread these around. I'm going to spread the love of these mini donuts, these delicious mini donuts from Mini Donuts, from Michelle. I love you, Michelle. Thank you for the donuts. I love you. Again, that's what love is all about. So who could you say I love you today? Who could you give a rose to today? Who could you give donuts, a gift, anything to today? Who could you say I love you to today who you've been wanting to say I love you to for so long? Who could you forgive and say I love you to, that you've been angry at, and you're just going to give it all up, give up the anger and the resentment, just say I love you. So, like dancing with those teenagers, I got very emotional. It's possible. So what would happen if we all gave roses to each other in this world? We were all dancing, like the world was dancing. And that's not the way the world is right now, which I'm going to show you a little bit in a little bit. But I want to say I love you to everybody in the studio, because we're going to spread love around the studio. So I have a special guest here today. I have a world-famous violinist here today, Kim. So Kim, I want to welcome you to the Florida Love Show. I love you. I want to thank you for being here. So why don't you say hello to everybody? Come up. Say hello. It's okay. Okay. Well, anyway, I want to say I love you, Danny. So Danny's my photographer. I love you, Danny. Danny's a professional, world-famous photographer. He's amazing. I love you, Kaley Love. I love you. She's marketing manager of the Science Museum, the South Florida Science Center, which it's an aquarium too. It's a gem in the middle of Florida. It is Disney World in the middle of Florida. And I had the honor and privilege of Kaley giving me, of course, a free tour, because love is free. It was incredible. So we're going to show you some of that later on. I have Shah here, who I love so much. We're like on our 80th straight show now, Shah. 80th straight Friday in a row, spreading love all over the world. Shah's got some great songs she's going to sing later. I got Slick, my music maestro. I love you, Slick. So Slick, TikTok, how many views do we have now? Do you know? It was like over 2 million last time. Can you let me know? Yeah. Yeah. It was 2.1 last time. So I love you, Freddie. So Freddie is one of the owners of Brooklyn Cafe. I love you, Freddie. Yeah. And Dawn, who's also one of the owners. I love you, Dawn. So they have this amazing place. You got to come down here. If you ever get a chance, host your show here, whatever it is. It's incredible. So Kim, I love you. So please tell me about, can you come, please? Please, I want you to tell everybody about your violin and what you do.
Come right up here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. You're great. You're great. So please tell everybody what you do.
Well, I'm a violin player, and I play for all occasions. I love to play for weddings and private parties, even funerals, anywhere where there's a nice event going on, and I can just add an extra flair of ambiance to the special occasion that's already happening. So.
And why do you love it so much?
Music is the universal language. Everybody loves music. It brings everyone together, and we all have differences, either in languages or where we come from. But music is that one thing that keeps us all connected, and you know, it takes pain away. If you're struggling in a sort of way, it brings beauty to a lot of things, in my opinion. So that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, so I love you, Kim, and I love that you love spreading love through music.
Absolutely.
How long have you been playing violin?
I started when I was 13, so about 40 years.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I thought she was only 21 like me. Amazing, since you were 13. So I love you so much. I want to thank you for being on the Florida Love Show today and spreading love.
It's an honor. Thank you for having me. Hope to be back soon.
Great. So Kim will be back to play violin for us on another show. And again, love you, love you, love you.
Right back to you. Thank you. I love you too.
Yeah. So that's how love spreads, just like that. So I was in Publix this morning and I saw a nurse, and I get so moved when I see nurses. They're on the front lines of COVID. And I gave her a rose and I said, I love you. And she goes, oh my God, you just made my day. You have no idea what's going on at the hospital with COVID. I have a friend right now, Colleen Love, who I love very much, who's going through a lot with that. And again, life is short. So one of the things I always talk about is that life is short. Oh, Kelly, I love you, Kelly. So Kelly spreads love all over the world on Facebook. She's amazing. Love you, love you, love you, Kelly. Please keep the comments coming. So life is short. And I'm going to show a few videos shortly to really say how short life is. So life, I could pass right now. We only have now to say I love you. So like I just went around and said I love you to everybody. We only have now. So who could you say I love you to? Again, anybody could pass right now. I could pass right now. So I'm going to, again, show you some videos. But what I want to first start off with, I was with my friend Linda at Outback, and we were handing out roses after a show at dinner. And Outback became a love fest, handing out roses, saying I love you. And then I went outside and I handed out roses. And this guy came up to me and says, would you mind giving a rose to me and my girlfriend, or just to his girlfriend? I said, no, not at all. We love you, we love you, we love you. Linda's like, we love you, we love you, we love you. And we give his girlfriend a rose. Next thing I know, Haley, who's working at the show here at Brooklyn Cafe, she texts Slick Slick texts me, love is spreading. Check this out on TikTok. I didn't even know pretty much what TikTok was. I check it out. It says 1.1 M views. I'm like, okay, 1,100 views, 1,100 views. So Slick tells me, no, Kenny, that's 1.1 million. So right now it has over 2 million views. Again, you'll see it. I'm going to show it to you right now. It's a 10-second video that he filmed. I didn't even know it, of just handing his girlfriend a rose and saying I love you with my friend Linda Love. So please play the TikTok video.
Can I have a rose for my girlfriend?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
We would love to.
Oh, wow.
We want to say we love you.
We love you. We love you. And actually, he contacted me, and he was on the show 2 weeks ago. So this is how love spreads. And God spreads love when there are like crazy coincidences happening. God is spreading love all over the world. So if you have crazy coincidences happening, God is spreading love. And, you know, it's funny. I was talking to Shad this week, right, Shad? So Shad tells me her husband, Jacob, he works with Benny, right? He met Benny. Okay, and they, you know, they may do business together, they may not. But anyway, I said to Shad, do you know who Benny is? She's like, no. I'm like, that's my dad's name, Benny. Benny Love. Again, there's a zillion names in the world. There are no accidents. God spreads love everywhere. So in the world we have now, we can all love each other. That's what Florida Love, which I call World Love, is all about. We can all love each other. Little kids are pure love. And the reason is they don't have language. They don't have language to judge, to hate, to, you know, all that stuff I mentioned before. They're just pure love. They go around hugging and kissing and loving until they learn language. So my language is I love you. We create our world with our language. I love you all. I'm so in love right now with the world. And so I want to play now 3 videos about how life is short. So the world is killing each other. It's been doing this forever, okay? So we have COVID, which already killed, I don't know, over 600,000 people here in the US. So I'm going to play 3 different videos because we've had 3 events happen this week. 1, we withdrew from Afghanistan after 20 years of war, killed almost 2,500 American soldiers. And who knows how many wounded, et cetera, et cetera. And that was after 9/11 we went in, which is coming up now, the 20-year anniversary. That killed over 3,000, people. I lived in New York. I saw those planes hit the World Trade Center. That's the world we live in. So my friend Audrey says it best to me. I love you, Audrey, if you're watching. Audrey says life is a choice. You can either say F you, which is all that other poison you can swallow, or you could say I love you. That's the choice. So I'm going to show you a bunch of basically F you, because that's the way the world is now. And what we're doing here at Florida Love is we're spreading love to break through. So instead of F you, it's love you. I love you. So it's possible. I've seen it. Just go out, say I love you to everybody. Go out, give gifts. As a matter of fact, I wanted to just say, I was at Publix yesterday, and this girl who works at Publix got off the seat, and she walked over to the cart that I was carrying. She goes, I'll take that for you. Again, just because, love. I go, I love you so much. I go, what's your name? Crazy coincidences. Stephanie. That's my sister's name. I go, Stephanie, wait 1 second. I got to get you a gift. I go in my car. I had these like diamond stud earrings, and I gave them to her. And she opened it up, and she was like in tears. She was so moved. She's like, oh my God, she gave me the biggest hug, the biggest I love you. So that's what's possible. And again, her name's Stephanie. That's my sister's name. God is spreading love. Crazy coincidences, love is spreading all over the world. So I want to play the first event, which is we withdrew from Afghanistan. So please play that video.
Just hours ago, the last American troops left Afghanistan as the first round of troops found it nearly 20 years ago, with the Taliban in charge. 2,461 Americans died in America's longest war. ABC's senior foreign correspondent Ian Pennell, who's covered the war since the beginning, is in Doha.
at 3:29 Eastern Time, which was 11:59 p.m. on the 30th of August, the last American troops, the last American planes left Hamid Karzai International Airport, and America's longest war came to an end. Almost 20 years since it began on October the 7th, 2001. General Frank McKenzie spoke from the heart about how difficult this has been for him, the loss of life of 13 American servicemen and women, and also, of course, a much greater loss of life for our Afghan allies, many of the people who were gathered outside the gate. The Taliban taking over the airport, the sound of gunfire echoing around the city as they celebrated, saying Afghanistan now has its independence. But that's not how many Afghans will feel tonight. They will feel abandoned, alone, and afraid.
Our thanks to Ian.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over.
So they're going to feel abandoned, the Afghans, and alone. So my whole creation here with World Love is that they feel loved. So that's not, see what I just showed you was basically, and again, F you, I hate to say it. I want to say I love you. Can you imagine if everybody in Afghanistan said I love you to each other? And again, love is no wars. If we didn't have wars, no one would be killed. I mean, this week we had what? 2 suicide bombers kill 13 American soldiers, and how many people were wounded? Again, I keep watching this and I keep saying, let's say I love you to each other. Let's love each other. So I love you all. I'm going to play the next video. This is Hurricane Ida destroying New Orleans. And again, you know, people are, you know, about climate change. Well, we're having the extremes of storms that we've never had before. So let's not just love each other, let's love the earth. Let's love the planet. Let's love space. Let's love science. So I love you. Oh, Maddie, I love you, lucky Maddie. I love Maddie so much, and she is so lucky. Oh my God, Mom! My mom is watching. I am enjoying watching the Florida Love Show today. I love you, Mom, so much. You're the love of my life. I love you, Mom. I get so emotional when my mom watches the show. I love you, Leanne, love. I love you. So just please keep the comments coming. So now I'm going to show you Hurricane Ida. So please show that video.
Power after Hurricane Ida. And roughly 760,000 people are either without water or being advised to boil water. Long lines are forming in the sweltering heat for critical supplies like food and gasoline. Rescuers are still trying to make contact with people who have not been found. Our lead national correspondent David Begnaud is in hard-hit Laplace, Louisiana. David, good morning.
Good morning, buddy. Let me tell you something. The sunrise is beautiful, but the reality on the ground is still rough. Aside from looking for food and fuel and a place to sleep, the elements are miserable. The bugs are incredible. I mean, look, we saw a family sleeping outside their car yesterday, and the 6-month-old baby with the family was just covered in bug bites. Shantae, let's take the drone now. If you take a look at where we have the floodlight positioned, you can see the flood water in front of this Motel 6 in Laplace, Louisiana. And there was a sheriff's deputy who pulled up a short time ago and told our crew, FYI guys, alligators were displaced in this area, and so you need to be careful that you don't run across one. That may sound ridiculous, but at the end of the day, that's part of living in Louisiana, especially after a hurricane. Amid the devastation is the desperation. Crowds and cars lined up for gas in New Orleans.
And I've been here since 10 o'clock. It's 2:30. That's 4.5 hours? 4.5 hours.
This is time-lapse video showing a line of people waiting for food wrapping around a block, hours before the food was even handed out.
Many of the life-supporting infrastructure elements are not present. They're not operating right now. So
it's why Mike Treg, sheriff of St. John the Baptist Parish, keeps getting requests for welfare checks.
My father lives at this address in Laplace. He's 77-year-old, disabled male.
That was a message from a man in New Jersey who wanted to know that his dad is okay. So the sheriff sent his men to go check and see.
Cajun Navy and the National Guard has not been able to make contact with him due to debris in the roadway.
And they went out to check on him.
How you doing, sir?
77-year-old John Moore was home alone with his dog Nixon.
All right. We're with the sheriff's office. Your son is worried about you because he hasn't heard from you. Would you like us to get you out? All right, would you like us to get you out? Yes, sir. All right.
They found that Moore's house was damaged by Ida. No water, no food, no electricity, and no fuel in his generator. So the officers convinced him it was not safe to stay.
You know, I tried to be by myself, but it's okay. It's 77, it's hard.
They helped Moore, who has Parkinson's, to get dressed. And before they left, Officer Joshua Mathern began folding an American flag that he found on Moore's bedroom floor. Then they all escorted him to the shelter.
We have your father's fine. We also have the dog. Your father's a little shaken up, just wants to make sure he didn't do anything wrong and he's going to be okay.
Lieutenant Jake Boudreau decided it was safer for Mr. Moore to go to the hospital.
You ready? 1, 2, 3. Apparently this is his father's flag, World War II veteran. Kind of felt wrong to leave it hanging on the ground.
And as he sat on the stretcher,
Come with you.
they handed him that flag. As Mr. Moore was taken away, Nixon was taken from him because they don't allow dogs at the hospital. You know, the sheriff's team was not going to let little Nixon be abandoned. So Lieutenant Boudreau personally took Nixon to the Emergency Operations Center, and he hand-delivered him to Rachel. She is the manager of the Animal Services, and Rachel is personally going to look after Nixon and make sure he is okay until he can be reunited with Mr. Moore. Gail.
Wow. So I love you, Lieutenant Boudreau of New Orleans Police Department. And so that's love. That's love. So again, New Orleans, Louisiana, no mail, no power, no food, no gas, no water, on and on and on. All the necessities out the window. And this could be months. So let's love our world and let's love each other. Again, I love you, Lieutenant Boudreau. Look what he did. He folded the flag, World War II veteran. He took him to the hospital and he saved his dog right away. I mean, that's love. And again, just because. So the third thing I'm going to show you is what happened 2 nights ago up in New York in the Northeast. And again, this is what's going on in the world. So please play that video.
Emergency in New York City, which got more than 3 inches of rain in an hour. The city's subways were shut down as rain filled the tracks. Look at these pictures. Tornadoes tore homes to pieces in New Jersey. And as rising rivers inundated entire neighborhoods, hundreds of calls for rescues went out. Now, as the East Coast dries out, Louisiana is still struggling in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida. The storm has now impacted 22 states and left a trail of destruction. CBS's Mola Lenghi is going to lead up for coverage tonight from Somerville, New Jersey. Good evening, Mola.
Well, good evening, Nora. By the time Ida's remnants passed through here, it was no longer a hurricane, not even a tropical storm. But as you can see, the damage still significant. These waters have been receding for hours, and it still looks like this. Cars submerged, homes and businesses flooded from this deadly storm.
A night of disaster led to a day of historic floods. Tonight, entire neighborhoods across several states are underwater. Water rescues continued all day today from Bridgeport, Pennsylvania to Westchester, New York, where first responders used a bulldozer to reach the stranded. The New York Yankees minor league stadium in central New Jersey was submerged. Part of a railroad washed out in Cromwell, Connecticut. Brenda Vasquez and her New Jersey family were evacuated before dawn.
I'm so sad. I'm terrified. A house, my belongings, my kid is so terrified.
More than 40 people are dead, among them a veteran state trooper in Connecticut and a 2-year-old, and more are still missing.
We're still uncovering the true depth of the loss. The human loss, which is hard to imagine that people simply in their cars, in their homes, in their basements, succumb to the ravages of a brutal storm.
In Pennsylvania, roads along the Schuylkill River near Philadelphia are still under deep water. Inland, the remnants of Ida toppled trees and power lines and left behind major damage north and west of the city.
Look at that tornado!
In Mullica Hill, New Jersey, this twister shredded at least 9 homes. By the time the storm reached New York City around nightfall, many were caught off guard. Water gushed into apartments. The world's largest subway system came to a virtual standstill. Cascading water from the streets above filled the tracks and platforms below, leaving riders with almost nowhere to turn. Above ground, buses were filled with ankle-deep water. Inundated cars were simply abandoned. Hakeem Hampton was stuck in his car in New Jersey.
You had to climb out a window?
I climbed out the window.
In Cresskill, New Jersey, a sinkhole opened by rushing floodwaters swallowed a car.
Well, this is what the aftermath of the storm looks like in Piscataway, New Jersey. It's underwater. This side of me, an intersection. This side of me, a park. And the threat of flooding continues.
Liam Harrington's neighborhood was hard hit.
The middle of the road was, if I was standing there at high tide, it would have been over my shoulders.
That high?
Yeah.
Speaking at the White House, President Biden attributed this latest natural disaster to climate change.
These extreme storms and the climate crisis are here. This is one of the great challenges of our time.
Well, utility crews in Pennsylvania, in Connecticut, New York, and here in New Jersey are still working to restore power to homes and businesses. Looking ahead, the concern is that the larger rivers in this region will continue to flood into the weekend.
So, life is short. I mean, look at that. Over 40 people killed in the Northeast. They didn't know that was going to happen. And we're talking about science. We're talking about climate change. So, Kaley, do we speak about climate change at the Science Center? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, that was the most extreme weather, rain, New York, Central Park, all the Northeast had ever had, ever. They were saying like 500 years, 1,000 years, they couldn't even go back. I mean, Central Park, I think, had over 3 inches in 1 hour of rain. So we have such extreme weather. So to love science, I'm so glad to have Kaley here today. So she's going to share more about that. And that if we love our earth and we love the world and we love each other, maybe we can end these tragic extremes. And people, again, life is short. So I love you all. So Shah sings a song right now about doing it anyway. And she showed me this video and I said, this is perfect because of what's going on, to get up and love anyway. So please play that video.
You can spend your whole life building something from nothing. One storm can come and blow it all away. Build it anyway. אתה יכול לרדוף חלום שנראה כל כך רחוק, ואתה יודע שאולי לא יתגשם. Dream it anyway. God is great, but sometimes life ain't good. And when I pray, it doesn't always turn out like I think it should. But I do it anyway. I do it anyway. Vous pouvez aimer quelqu'un de tout ton cœur pour toutes les bonnes raisons. Et dans un moment, ils peuvent choisir à s'enfuir. Love them anyway. You can pour your soul out singing a song you believe in, that tomorrow they'll forget you ever sang. Sing it anyway.
Love you, Shah. So Shah, how come you chose that song after all that we've gone through this week in the world?
So when you were telling me about this episode today, that we're going to be highlighting what's going on everywhere, whether it's the floods, whether it's Afghanistan, whether it's what happened in New York, it reminded me of this video that I did with my sister all those years ago. And Martina McBride's song, Do It Anyway, it was so important. I thought the lyrics to that song where she says, you know, you can spend your entire life building something, and one day, 1 hour, a storm can come and blow it all away. Build it anyway. And that has been also, you know, Louisiana, they really have been trying to rebuild from the last one and now from this one, and it doesn't stop us. You know, storms come and storms go, and humankind just keeps rebuilding and rebuilding, and it's just to give, you know, to give hope. And the other thing that I loved about this song, what I was trying to do by incorporating the different languages, was to really show that we are all one. That it doesn't matter what language you speak or where you live on this earth. The earth belongs to all of us, and as a collective, especially now with the pandemic and everything that's going on, it's affecting everybody. It's not just in the United States, not just English speakers, right? So I had incorporated all those different languages, the Hebrew, the French, and then showing, you know, also the Chinese, everything. So we really, you know, what we talk about with this show, when we spread love and you talk about loving all the 6 billion people on this planet. It just reminded me of that video, and I was so happy I found it in time to be included in this show, because I think it was a perfect segue for what we were describing.
Yeah, yeah. So you did it with your sister?
Yeah.
What's your sister's name?
Sivan.
Sivan. So I love you, Sivan.
Yeah, she edited it and added all those beautiful pictures.
So look at that. I love you, Sivan, and that's amazing, Shah. And how long ago was that?
That was about 9 years ago. It was actually in her bedroom. We decided to do it. We didn't have sound. We didn't have anything, you know, professional set up. And, you know, she said, let's just film it. And we did. And we did it anyway.
Yeah. And it's spontaneous love them anyway.
That's right.
So I'm so excited because I'm going to bring on my next guest, Kaley, who I love so much, who is the marketing manager of the South Florida Science Center. And so Kaley and I were singing, we were sharing, I guess the singing is taking me into love. I mean, oh yeah, absolutely beautiful, Sharon, Leanne says. And also, Nick from Enterprise Car Sales. Nick, I love you, man. Thanks for watching. I love you, buddy. Please keep the comments coming. So Kaley and I were sharing, and Kaley, I'm dedicating this song to the Science Center. We came up with a song. We're like, what song is a love song about science? And we came up with this song. So please play this song.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 0 hours, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocking man, burning all the fuse of here below. Rocking man, burning out his fuse of here below. Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell. there's no one there to raise them if you did. And all this science I don't understand. It's my job 5 days a week, rocking man, rocking man. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocking man, burning out his fuse up here below. Rocking man, burning out his fuse up here below. I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocking man, burning out his fuse up here below. Rocking man, burning out his fuse up here below. Rocking man, burning out his fuse up here
Love you. That was so beautiful. So, Kaley, welcome to the Florida Love Show. And I felt like Rocket Man when you gave me the tour. So they have a new telescope up there in this planetarium. They stream Saturn, the planets, and you have a Saturn tattoo.
Yeah.
Look at that Saturn tattoo. So
Representing.
Kaley, please share with everybody about being a Rocket Man up there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you both today and talk about the Science Center, spread some science love. But yeah, at the Science Center, we actually have been around for 60 years. Our birthday is next month. So next month is going to be our 60th birthday. So we have been spreading a lot of love in the community for a long time, generations of love. Actually, when you were telling that story about the nurses earlier, that was very inspirational to me because at the Science Center all summer long, we were offering free admission for nurses, their families, nursing students, anybody who is helping the community, because that's what we're all about, is helping out the community, showing how appreciative we are for everything that people have been doing, all of our hometown heroes we have been celebrating. So at the Science Center, you were saying we have a lot of different exhibits. We have our observatory, which has all been recently renovated. We have a huge telescope in there. We have our brain exhibit that I know we're going to talk about a little bit. Over 100 hands-on exhibits. We have laser shows. There is something for everybody there. And that is our mission, just to open every mind to science. So there's no restrictions on that. Is anybody, it doesn't matter your race, your age, your ethnicity, your sexuality, religion, anything. We are just there to spread our love for science, spread our passion, and just be there for our community.
Yeah, so when I was there, beautiful. It was so amazing. So the kids are jumping around for joy. They're the happiest I've ever seen kids in my life. And there is everything there, like to love science. And the fact that you love nurses and you get, see again, free admission, that's love.
Mm-hmm.
So people can come in and love science.
Absolutely, yep, anybody. And we do different things for every group. Even tomorrow is our Sensory Saturday where we open an hour earlier. We have the lights dimmer, the sounds are quieter, there's less people for children who are on the spectrum to come in and have that experience that is perfect for them, beautiful, where they can spend time with their families, just enjoy science. There is something, we're always trying to give back as much as possible. So I think this is the perfect show for me to talk about the Science Center, spread that love to you guys, and get to show you guys what we're all about. A lot of people don't know about us. Like you said, we're a hidden gem, so we definitely want to get the word out there.
Yeah, so this is a gem. This is like Science Disney World in West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Everybody, you got to go there and bring your kids. The kids they go wild with love. It's incredible. I mean, I'm a kid there with love. So I love you, Kaley.
Going
Yeah.
there.
you know, all of them. And it didn't matter what age they were. At each age, they discovered something different. When they were little, they liked the hands-on things. And then when they got a little bit older, they liked the brain teaser room. And, you know, so each age group has something for them. And then for us as the adults, there's all the, you know, other more, you know, sophisticated things. And to see the joy on the kids' face is always, you know, a plus sign. So I can tell you, you know, firsthand that this is a true gem. And they also have an outdoors area that's so beautiful, and just really, it's always pleasant to come there. And it's small enough that you can see everything in one day, and big enough to keep you there for a few hours.
Yeah, and build out those happy family memories that now you get to hold on to. It's incredible.
Yeah, so Shad, you had a friend who had a bar mitzvah there?
Yeah, definitely. After I had a science museum experience of a bar mitzvah venue, she did it over there, and it was awesome. I mean, all the food was in between the aquariums of the fishies, and then across from that was like the dance floor, and then the theme of the bar mitzvah was, you know, a night at the museum, so you got to be interactive with everything. So it was definitely a creative way of celebrating. They offer birthday parties. I did a birthday party for Dean when he was 3 over there. It was awesome. They do everything for you. You just come, it's all ready, and clean up, set up, and the kids enjoy it. And for that time, you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, so I want to play the video of the Fisher, you know, exhibit where they're walking, where he's walking with the robot. So please play that video where he's walking with the robot.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Science Center. My name's Christian, and we're going to be taking you on a tour of one of the newest areas to our Science Center, the Fisher Science Trail. Let's go. Before we start our tour, I'd like to introduce you guys to a really special friend of mine, Pixel. How you doing, Pixel?
I'm doing great today, Christian. How are you?
Excellent. You ready to take these people on a tour?
Yes, I'm so excited to explore the human world with you.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and get started. Here in the middle of our beautiful science trail is our awesome sundial, where people can stand and actually become a human sundial to tell time.
Look, Christian, I'm a robotic sundial.
You mean a digital clock? All throughout our fabulous backyard are these amazing dinosaur statues and little facts about each one of them, so you can learn about some of your favorite dinosaurs, from the Spinosaurus to the mighty T-Rex. If paleontology is more your thing, come and check out our awesome dig pit full of all of Florida's favorite fossils.
Christian, did you know that sharks can lose hundreds or even thousands of teeth in their lifetime?
Yes, I did. That's why we have so many awesome things to find in our dig pit, and you can actually take some of these things home yourself. Why don't we go for a little dig?
Christian, this is so much fun!
Ooh. And just like that, we've got an awesome shark tooth. Find anything, Pixel?
No.
That's okay, I'll find one for you.
Thanks, Christian.
No, anything for you, Pixel. And finally, an area we're very excited coming soon, our brand new amphitheater. This amphitheater is going to host live demonstrations, exciting science experiments, musical shows, and so much more. Pixel, anything you're excited for?
Ooh, I'm excited for all of it. Will you have Daft Punk here?
For you, Pixel, we'll make anything happen.
Yay!
And one of the newest areas on our science trail is our brand new splash pad, where kids can go in and cool down in the water during our hot Florida summers, and parents can watch right from our shaded patio deck. It's fun for all families.
Ooh, a splash pad.
No, not for you, Pixel. No, Pixel, you can't go in the water. Pixel. No. Well, that pretty much does it for our tour of the science trail today, but the tour's not done yet. There's still other really cool things that we can check out in the future, so please stay tuned to our social media channels for those future videos. Pixel, did you have fun today?
I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for this exciting trip into the human world.
You're very welcome, Pixel.
Now my battery is running low. Please return me to my charging port.
Well, that means we gotta go. See you guys next time.
Love you and love you, Pixel. Everybody should have a Pixel.
So it was actually filmed when we were closed for 2 months about a year ago. So right when COVID was hitting, we shut down, we were closed. And some of our staff members, including myself, would go in, we'd film those YouTube videos. So in it, you saw that construction zone. That's actually finished now. That's our brand new Cox Amphitheater. We do so many incredible programs out there. Families come out, they can bring their picnic blankets, have a nice lunch out there, see a laser show at nighttime, our upcoming Laser Lights and Bites events. We have different science demos out there. So it is a ton of fun. And our splash pad has recently been updated. It's very exciting. It now has a squishy flooring. So kids can run around, go crazy out there, and you don't have to worry about slips and falls out. So it's a fun time out there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that splash pad, I saw a kid jumping all over the place in the water, and when it gets hot, it's like so much fun, and like you said, they can fall. You also have something inside that the kids jump around in.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of different exhibits inside. One of our coolest ones right now is our traveling exhibit. It's a Dinosaur Maze. So you go throughout, there's a zip line in there, there's a rock climbing wall. You can put on dinosaur shoes and make your own dino footprints. Kids were going crazy in there, especially when you came to visit me. They were just going nuts. They love it so much. Everybody loves dinosaurs. You love to get to go and learn while you're having fun. And it's just been a huge hit. So that'll be there until November 28th. We have that exhibit.
Yeah, so the social media, how do people find out what's happening on the social media? What types of social media?
Right, so we have a ton of different social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, we are on TikTok even. We have our own TikTok channel where we make different science-based videos. We have a YouTube channel where we have hands-on science experiments. We have our exhibit tours like what you just saw, and there's a ton of different things on there that you can see. So anywhere you look up SF Science Center, you will be able to find our social media channels.
That's amazing. So Nicole Small just said, we love Kaley. Who's Nicole Small?
She is one of my coworkers, so she's actually the person who, yeah, hi Nicole.
Hi Nicole, we love you.
She actually filmed that video that we just watched. So she's our filmographer. She does events. She's incredible.
Wow. Wow, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my best coworkers, one of my best friends at work.
Wow. Yeah, so everybody was saying how much they love you, Kaley.
Very sweet. I love you all too. Thank you.
Yeah, love you, love you. You're so lovable. Everybody's loving you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. It's so much fun being here.
And loving science.
And
so
loving
you
science.
told me you got that Saturn tattoo even before.
Yep. So a lot of people ask me at work especially if I got the tattoo after I started working at the Science Center. I actually had it for about a year before I started there. So I have always been a huge science fan. It shows on my skin. So I'm very proud to represent that. Proud to get to talk about our observatory where you can look at Saturn. I think it all tied together perfectly.
Yeah, so Sharon prepared a song to love you today.
Aww.
So Sharon, would you like to introduce the song?
Yeah, so like I told you, science has always been very close to my heart, and always been a friend. I did Dean's bar mitzvah as Dean's night at the museum. So you always have a friend in our family and in the Florida Love Show, and hence You've Got a Friend by Carole King.
Beautiful, thank you.
Out my name. your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I come running to the Science Center. See, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will, at the Science Center, to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold. They'll hurt you, yes, and desert you, and take your soul if you let them. Oh, don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yeah, yeah, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. I'll be there at the Science Center. At the Science Center. Yes, I'll be there at the Science Center.
Love.
Wow.
So if you want to feel loved, you go to the Science Center and you've got a friend that'll love you.
Absolutely, yep. And definitely come in and visit. We have a lot coming up in the next couple months, different events. We have a new exhibit coming in December as well, our Earth Matters exhibit. So a lot of love, a lot of fun, a lot of great family time to be had there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the kids.
Oh yeah, they'll go nuts. Got to be careful. There's a lot of sugar there too, so your kids might have a little bit of a sugar high when they leave, but they'll have a great time, and you all will, I promise.
Mhm. And you have an aquarium.
Yes, we have an aquarium. We have different animals, different fish that are from around Florida. So we have some baby alligators in there. We have some puffer fish, clownfish, everything cool in there. The kids love it. They go nuts. You were saying you've been inside our pop-up tank too.
That's right.
Yep, you
It's
can.
a great photo op.
Oh yeah, I stand right up inside the fish tank. It is incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's incredible. And you have the zoo next to you, the Palm Beach Zoo.
Yes, our zoo. And to experience both in one day, we have our dual pass where you can buy one ticket and it's for the Science Center and the zoo at a discounted rate. Double the fun, double the family fun. Great deal. You can't beat it.
Wow. So I love you, Kaley. I love,
Thank you.
love the Science Center.
Thank you. Yes. And we are definitely, the Science Center loves the Florida Love Show. So I am so happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Love you. And Shad, love you.
Love you, Kenny.
Yeah, love you. Mwah. A big science love kiss to everybody. So please go to the Science Center. I mean, I was a kid running around, jumping around. The kids were having so much fun. It's amazing. So I love you all. Thank you for watching the Florida Love Show today. So as I always say at the end of each show, who can you give a rose to? I love you. You've been listening to the Florida Love Show, where we've been spreading love in the Florida community. For more information, please contact me, Kenny Love, at 917-699-1995 or ken@florida-love.com or on our website, florida-love.com. See you next week, 3 p.m. Friday for the Friday Love Hour. Keep spreading love in your life and have a loving week. Love you all.